everybody, this is Mrs. White. Just wanted to take a chance to try to make a video here, and this is my first one, so hopefully this goes well. Let's see here. We're going to take a look at the coach, the shoe, and the whistle problem from yesterday. So if we take a look at the first line right here, we can see that there are 3 pairs of shoes that have a total of 30. So we could think of that as an equation that if I take 3 pairs of shoes, that should have a value of 30, and now dividing by 3 tells me that each pair of shoe should have a value of 10. So now we know that a pair of shoes is worth 10. If we take a closer look at the second line, we can see that there is a pair of shoes and 2 coaches for a total of 20. Well, we already know that a pair of shoes is worth 10, so if we add on the 2 coaches and want to get 20, we can essentially just subtract the 10 that we have so far, leaving us with 2c equals 10, and dividing by 2 tells us that each coach is worth 5. So now we know that a coach is worth 5. Now taking a closer look at the third line, we can see that we have a coach and 2 pairs of whistles for a total of 13. Well, we just figured out that a coach is worth 5, so if we add on 2 pairs of whistles, we should get a total of 13. Subtracting the 5 that we already know leaves us knowing that 2 whistles must have a value of 8. Dividing by 2 tells us that a whistle is worth 4. So now we know a pair of whistles is worth 4. So now we can try to answer this question in the fourth line. What we see here is shoes. Shoes are worth 10. A coach. Coach is worth 5. And a whistle. A whistle is worth 4. Adding all that together gives us 19. If you got 19, I'm guessing that's what you did. Unfortunately, that's not the right answer. Let's take a closer look at the third line. First thing to notice is that we have a multiplication sign, not an addition sign. The only one in the whole problem, kind of sneaky. So let's get rid of that addition sign and make it multiplication. So I'm going to guess that some of you did 10 plus 5, which is 50, times 4 is 200. Okay, good catch on the multiplication, but we need to remember PEMDAS, that multiplication needs to come first, before addition. So really we should first multiply the 5 and the 4, giving us 20, and then add on the 10, which would give us 30. Unfortunately, that's still not right. So, let's take an even closer look. Another thing to notice here is there's actually only 1 pair of shoes. I'm sorry, 1 shoe, not a pair of shoes. So if a pair of shoes is worth 10, then 1 shoe on its own might be worth 5. Similarly, there's only 1 whistle here, when in all the other, in the previous row, there were 2 whistles. So if a pair of whistles is worth 4, then 1 whistle would be worth 2. And now for the sneakiest part of all, if we look closely at the coach, in this third line, he's not wearing a whistle. But in the previous 2 lines, the coach had on a single whistle around his neck. So this 5 right here really shouldn't be a 5. It should be a 5 for the coach minus 1 whistle, which again is worth 2, since a pair of whistles was 4, meaning that the coach with no whistle is actually worth 3. So now we can reset up this calculation. We really should have had 1 shoe plus a coach without a whistle plus a single whistle, excuse me, that was multiplication, times a single whistle. And now multiplication comes before addition. 3 times 2 is 6. And when we add 5 plus 6, the correct answer to this problem is 11. Thanks for listening.